Most people trying to fix their blood sugar are doing the right things in the wrong order, and that is why nothing sticks. They cut sugar, they switch diets, they try supplements, but their numbers barely move, or they improve for a few weeks and then stall. In this video, I want to show you the real order for fixing blood sugar, the order most people never hear about, and why getting this sequence wrong quietly sabotages progress, especially after 40. This isn't about quick fixes or miracle claims. It's about understanding how the body actually works. If you want calm, clear education like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss future breakdowns that build on this foundation. Now let's start with the biggest misconception. Most people think blood sugar problems start with sugar. They don't. Blood sugar issues usually start with insulin long before glucose numbers look abnormal. Insulin is the hormone that decides where energy goes. It tells cells when to accept fuel and when to shut the door. When insulin works well, blood sugar stays stable almost effortlessly. When insulin signaling breaks down, sugar becomes the symptom, not the cause. This is why someone can eat clean, avoid sweets, and still wake up with high fasting glucose. The problem isn't discipline, it's signaling. So the real question becomes, what is the correct order to restore healthy signaling? Here's the order most people never hear. Step 1 is not food. Step 1 is not supplements. Step 1 is metabolic stress. Before the body can respond to diet changes, it needs to feel safe enough to regulate energy again. Chronic stress, poor sleep, inflammation, and constant metabolic pressure keep insulin elevated, even when you're doing everything right. This is why sleep deprivation alone can raise blood sugar the next morning. It's why late night eating hits harder than daytime meals. And it's why people plateau despite strict routines. If insulin is constantly being signaled to stay high, blood sugar has nowhere to go. So the first real lever is reducing metabolic stress. That means improving sleep timing, lowering late night stimulation, creating consistent meal windows, reducing inflammatory load, not perfection, consistency. Once the body senses stability, insulin sensitivity can start to return. Only then does food order matter. This is where most people jump to early. They remove carbs without restoring signaling first. They fast aggressively without stabilizing cortisol. They blame willpower when biology is the issue. Food is powerful, but only when the system is receptive. The goal is not zero carbs. The goal is predictable glucose response. Protein first, fiber consistently, carbohydrates in the right context, timing that respects circadian rhythm. This approach lowers insulin demand instead of forcing restriction. Now here's where supplements come in, and this is critical. Supplements are not step 1. They are not step 2. They are step 3. They only work when the environment is already supportive. This is why the same supplement helps one person and does nothing for another. The difference is context. Ingredients like berberine, magnesium, chromium, or plant extracts don't override chaos. They assist regulation when regulation is already possible. That's why chasing products before fixing order leads to frustration. The correct order is reduce metabolic stress, restore insulin sensitivity, then support with targeted tools, not the other way around. If you're wondering how this applies to you personally, I've put a simple educational guide in the description that explains these concepts step by step without hype or selling. It's there if you want deeper clarity. Now, let's talk about why this matters long term. Blood sugar issues don't appear overnight. They develop quietly. Years of elevated insulin slowly change how cells respond. Muscle becomes resistant first, then liver regulation shifts. Eventually fasting numbers rise. By the time someone is labeled pre-diabetic, the process has already been underway for a long time. That's why short-term fixes feel so disappointing. They're late interventions. But the good news is this: the body responds incredibly well when the order is respected. People often notice more stable energy, less morning glucose spikes, reduced cravings, better sleep, and gradual improvement instead of swings. This isn't dramatic. It's sustainable, and sustainability is what creates long-term metabolic health. If this way of thinking feels different from what you've heard before, that's intentional. Most advice focuses on control. This focuses on cooperation. If you found this helpful, subscribe to the channel. Future videos will build on this foundation: ingredients, timing, myths, and how to interpret your own signals without fear. And again, if you want a clear educational breakdown you can revisit anytime, check the link in the description or bio. Understanding the order changes everything.